Don't inhale. Good. Good. This stuff is good. Not good. Ventilation. It's not good in close environments or spaces.
Hi and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video we're going to be walking you through the insulation process of our van and also the materials that we've been using. So this is the recycled plastic insulation. This is the first step that we've taken to insulating the van, and all we've done is just stuffed it in all the little cavities that you can see. Every little hole is filled with the recycled plastic insulation.
Once we've filled all the nooks and crannies with the recycled plastic insulation, we are going to use this self-adhesive foam insulation. We decided to go for the 5mm for the simple reason that we can build lots of layers of it. For example, over here we can just take one layer in that little window. Same over here, we're just going to do a one layer, and then we can use the over that line, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but just that line, we can take another second layer, and that's going to take us to a flush surface. So we have our first template cut out to measure. All I'm going to do is transfer it onto the insulation with some pen, cut around the edges and glue on the wall. As you can see, now we've finished both layers, and that takes us nice and level, flush with this metal on that side and that side as well. And these are just some little strips that we had left over from offcuts that we're going to put in the bin anyway, but we just put them on here for a little bit extra gluing surface, because now what I'll do is I'll just take a big piece and I'm just going to glue it right over here, and if that is not enough, I'll put a second layer, and that should take us flush with this line over here, and I'm going to repeat the same process again, and that should be plenty of insulation. So this is the final layer that we're going to do with the 5mm foam insulation. We've done 4 layers beforehand just to level everything out, and everything sits nice and flush. So this is the final layer we put before we use some kind of different insulation, either Silatex or another layer of this, like a recycled plastic bottle insulation. And because it's a bit cold today, I find it easier to push with the scissors to activate that glue, heat it up a little bit and activate the glue. If it was even cold, I would consider really using a heat gun or even a hairdryer just to activate the glue, make it stick easier. So what I'm doing is I start from one corner and try not to stretch this material. So as you start from the corner, I find it easier to just pull with one hand and use the other hand to just run over, put some pressure and make it really stick to that wall. So another reason why we decided to go with the 5mm closed cell foam insulation is because it also acts as an acoustic barrier. This is 2 layers of insulation here, but over here we've got 4 layers now, and yeah, maybe it's not as good, but for what we needed, I think it would do the job.
So we've made some pretty good progress on the van today. We've done pretty much most of the insulation. So let me do a quick video to show you around what we've done today.
Yeah.
So this is our day's progress so far. We've been working on the van for a good few hours, and as you can see we've covered most of the exposed metal, all the side panels and on the ceiling as well. We have at least 3 to 4 layers, which is more than enough for the size of the van we've got at the moment. Take into mind that we're going to have a Propex heater in here as well. And that little spot up there that hasn't been covered is going to be where, hi Danny, is going to be where our fan's going to be. So hopefully to help with all the condensation when we're cooking in the winter.
See, it's a big piece over here, just coming away. There's some over here, just peeling off. Wait, look at this. There's some more over there, and just in general, you can see some of the ceiling is coming off. There's a few pieces on the floor that just completely became loose and came off. So what I did on the way back from work today is go and get some spray adhesive, and the plan is to peel off every single piece, peel it back, spray with spray adhesive, stick it on the wall, and just repeat that for. After the disaster we had last week with the self-adhesive insulation, we've now used the spray adhesive from Toolstation. Now the insulation stays really nicely on the wall, it doesn't come off at all. So we're going to carry on for the next step, and we're going to use this recycled plastic insulation. And that's it, we're just going to do the whole wall. proper ventilation to use the spray adhesive, because I don't really want to inhale that and it's probably dangerous, and my knees are starting to ache. So that's all for today. We're going to hopefully carry on tomorrow. Morning everyone. It's a little bit drier this morning, so I'm going to make the most of it and try to put the rest of the thermal wrap on the wall, and if it stays dry later on I might even put the vent on the roof. Let's get on with it. Looks like I forgot to charge both batteries on my drill, so we're going back to the good old Argos Valley trustworthy drill. finished and sealed and everything else. If you have any questions with regards to the installation or what brand and model it is, just drop us a comment and we'll get back to you. The van is looking more like a spaceship than anything else at the moment. So with this, guys, our installation video is coming to an end. If you do like it, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop a comment below and I'll be happy to answer it.